Good morning, everybody. This is Liz from Augusta, and I have three special people with us today, and they are going to tell us who they are and what location they're from.
Thomas, we are from Augusta Stone Oak out of San Antonio, Texas. Have my wife,
Laura,
and our son,
Edward.
Fantastic. So it looks like you guys work the business, all three of you together all the time, full time?
Yes.
Excellent. So how did you end up coming to Augusta?
Basically, we had our own landscape business for a while. Then I would always look on YouTube at different videos, and I found Mike on there, and I watched him for a while. And then from watching his videos and the business side that he would always discuss, I started seeing the mistakes that we were making, mentioned them to my wife and my son, like, hey, this is what he says we should do. And then they came up with the idea, well, why don't we just join the franchise instead of prolonging it, So
you made the decision as a family.
yes.
Mhm.
So
And
we're
have you
all
worked-
y'all haven't had a chance to meet my son because he wasn't able to make the training or the son.
Yeah, wonderful to see him. Wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear about your journey through your other business, kind of where you were at the end of that as you rolled into Augusta. Where were you with customers and your team? And then we'll go from there.
Okay. So originally we started the business, we were called the Wounded Eagles because we're all disabled veterans.
Okay.
A lot of mistakes that we were making was just like we weren't charging right. We were doing the budget. We didn't have the budgeted hours. We weren't. We thought we showed that we were making a lot of money, but like I said, because we weren't tracking everything in the overhead, it was actually a false profit, profit loss statements that we were having, and
Definitely like a little bit of a lack of experience in this specific field.
Okay.
We've had businesses in other fields, so it was kind of just learning the game. We definitely didn't have a good route density as well. I would say that's something that we definitely could have used. We were all over the place, and San Antonio was a pretty big city. But, and then also one of the other things I'd say is probably our teamwork. As far as us learning to work together, we are a family, so we do butt heads a little here and there.
Yep.
So it's something we've definitely perfected. Today we're a lot better at it. So
That's awesome.
So that's kind of how we got here.
Since you mentioned that, is the key to your success that you separated everybody's role out so everyone has the thing they're supposed to do and they don't get in each other's lane unless they ask or talk about it?
yes,
I would definitely say that.
Yes.
just learning to work with each other and understanding that nothing's personal. It's all about the business, and we listen to each other and our suggestions without getting angry and taking it personally.
and all else
Yeah.
goes, we look at the systems.
No, that's huge. That's huge. Did you know that Mike and I are related?
yes.
Oh.
Yes. So I am his aunt, and so it's the same thing. Like, you're going to butt heads because, number one, you're so much alike, and you're both built the same way, and your heart's in the right place. But that's what we had to do. Is this, you're responsible for this, and you're responsible for this, and we would just, because we loved each other, we were tripping over each other trying to get stuff done, and it did not work well.
Definitely.
So it's definitely better to stay in your lane and then just reach out when you need one. So you had other businesses before Augusta, or before your lawn care company. And how long did you have your lawn care company before you came to Augusta?
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, about almost 4 years.
Excellent. And so when you started listening to Mike, were you implementing some of the things that you heard, and then it just didn't seem to all be fitting together correctly?
Yeah, we started discussing it and trying to figure it out.
You also started using Copilot before.
Yeah, we were using Copilot
Okay.
almost a year before we joined Augusta. So
Well, that was probably helpful.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what we started seeing the changes, and then they just said, let's just go with Augusta because there's probably he's not giving us everything on the videos, so there's probably something else that they say for the franchisees, and so that's what we did.
What's your son's name? What's your name? Edward.
Yes.
Edward, okay. So what was it like for you not being able to come for training or to have the calls with Lee or any of the onboarding calls? How has that been for you to try to absorb the systems and the community without having any of that?
Yes. It's been a little difficult. I did want to be a part of it, but I do have I have my kids, I have my family, so I have to be here for them. But as far as learning, I do my best to watch the videos, listen in on the podcasts, things like that. We talk every day. It's implementing everything that we are learning, following the recipes. And so I'm right here with them doing it. I just haven't gotten the chance to meet everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it been hard for you to have the systems that are all laid out that you need to follow? Has that been hard?
No, I truly believe business is a lot like cooking. You have a recipe, you follow it, and it's gonna come out the way it's supposed to. So just trying to follow what we're being told.
Yeah.
I can tell you guys were in the military.
Yeah.
Military people, they run the best franchises. So I have no doubt you guys are going to be so successful. So where are you now in regards to your team and how many customers you have?
Well, due to our son making it a personal challenge that he wants to pass out at least 1,000 door hangers a day.
Oh my word.
So we're actually since the spring rush has started, we've actually added now, as of this morning, 68 new customers. So
Incredible.
and we've actually been making more than we've ever made before the business like that. So that's another good thing that we're seeing. We have
Our acceptance rate
Yeah, our acceptance rate is a lot higher. We got a lot more estimates going out. And it's
Do you
just
feel like that's from the door hangers mostly?
the door hangers and truck, they see the wrap everywhere.
Yeah.
We still get the shock. People stop us all the time and they're like, "Are you serious? Y'all are the guys from YouTube?" And I'm like, "Well, we're not the guys
Wow.
from YouTube, but yes, we're the company here." So
That's so awesome. I love to hear that. So when you're doing the door hangers, are you actually doing bids? Or when you're looking at the property because you know how to estimate, are you going ahead and putting a weekly and a bi-weekly price on, or you're just sticking them on and going for it?
no, you want to?
So we're currently running pretty much the lowest we can at $35.
Okay.
So that's for everybody. We're trying to hit capacity.
Mhm.
So I'm out there 4 a.m. till before we start running the route around like 7:30
Mhm.
every day, just getting out as many as I can, and then after the route, I try to get a little bit more out.
I will do some flyers if they're out doing the yard. I'm with them. I'll run the area a little bit when I get the chance. If I'm not helping them.
Fantastic. So when you do your giving out of the door hangers, do you walk? Do you park in a neighborhood and try to get everybody in the neighborhood and then go park at another one? Or do you have a scooter,
Just walk.
rollerblade?
It started off that way, but it was in the amount of time I had, I felt like I wasn't getting as many out as I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I actually started using my car. I pull up like with a beeline to the door and
Yep.
hop out and then get back in and move. And I just keep going down the block as fast as I can. And the car doesn't get tired as fast as I would,
Yeah, exactly.
It
So
keeps
your
moving.
car with you is making a huge impact just
Oh, yeah.
because you have an Augusta car too. That's great. So who's the estimator?
I'm sorry.
Me and my son.
Okay, so you both do that.
Mhm.
And do you route them into your mowing routes? Your
Yes.
estimates? Smart.
As we're swinging by, do that. Also, the newest thing that we implemented because of the masterminds is as soon as we get an accepted, we put them on the next day. So
Yes.
and then we schedule them into the route the proper way. But we notify them this is what's going on. We're going to get you right away, and then we'll put you on your regular scheduled day when you're in your area. And that's another reason we're closing a lot more of the acceptance because we've had command center calls a couple times. Well, they want to know if you can cut it today or tomorrow. So we'll be there first day in the morning, and they take it.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds like you're running it like Mike and I did. It was just from morning till night. We would, if there was another one put on and it was the end of the day, we were going to do that estimate. We were going to get it all done. And the fact that you do that when you get a mow accepted and you put it on the schedule right away, a lot of people are not brave enough to do that, but we did the same thing. And if it was an initial mow, we would call them back, or we would just figure it out with the customer. So, the speed of execution, and then you have them for life when you deliver like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the market there is pretty dense, right? So there are a lot of lawn care companies, from what I've heard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're more of the chuck in the trucks.
And
Yeah.
then the commercial ones. So
But
that's pretty much what you see.
Okay. And so do you do mostly residential or commercial?
All residential.
All residential. And your services, are they pretty simple? Or are you trying to just stick to mowing?
No, we actually have a lot of side jobs. We pulled away from the big
Nice.
things, because before we used to do the
French
paver,
drains.
French drains.
Mhm. Yeah.
Videos, that kind of thing.
So this time when we joined, we sat down and talked about it, and like the missus here said, "Well, just stick to the lawn care the way they said." And no, well, we missed the sod, so we went and started doing sod, and so we're averaging right now like 2 sod jobs a month.
Wow. That's so great. So where are you customer wise, and how many people are on your team? Just the 3 of you?
Just the 3 of us, and then my son's wife will go out and help us too when on her days off. She goes out there and helps us with the sod, or her and the grandkids go and throw door hangers for us also.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's definitely a family affair.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So are all 3 of you on 3 separate routes?
No, we run it one truck right now until we get it to capacity.
And everybody's together.
Correct.
Got it. Wow. It's going to be crazy when you're all 3 in separate trucks, isn't it? That's great. And your wife. That's wonderful. So what is the community been like? It was just the 3 of you before. You were by yourself trying to figure things out. What has it been like you? Are you on Facebook, the masterminds, or what have you been involved in?
All of them, the Facebook, the masterminds, the WhatsApp like ours is the 0 to 100,000 group that we're in right now. We were doing the winter services. Pretty much anything and everything we can we look at the Facebook and talk with a lot of people from the Augusta Nation. Like there's been times where we've already done things and they had questions, so we're able to help out. But we could get a lot of help from them. The main one that I've always looked at that was always giving us good advice because he lives in the same area is Ryan.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where we got the idea, because I saw initially when he started, he did the whole $35 to get to capacity, and then he raised his prices.
Smart.
And so we sat and talked about it, and we're like, well, it worked for him. Let's try it.
What are you doing for initial mows, though?
We're still just straight 35 because we just want to get in and out. We have a stand-on mower, 32-inch, so it makes it a little bit easier for us. We haven't really had any issues with it. It's just we want to get to capacity as quick as possible.
So what if you get to a lawn and it's 2-3 feet high? Is that a thing in Texas?
Yeah, we actually had one of those. So I called the guy and I let him know, and I said, normally if it's just 5-6 inches, it's supposed to be overgrown Fiat, but we were letting it slide. But this is 2 feet, and they were like, "Oh, okay," they understood, and so we just added an overgrown fee.
Wow, that is so smart what you guys are doing. Yeah, I love it. So what's your goals?
Our goal?
We're trying to get to capacity at least within this season. Open up another truck, at least have 2 trucks running within this year, and by next year, just continue to grow from there.
Yeah, we're shooting for 250, 300 price.
This year?
Yes,
this year. Yeah.
That's our goal that we're trying to get to.
Wow, that's great. And I didn't hear from you how many customers you have for your recurring mowing.
As of this morning, reoccurring mowing, we're at 80.
Wow, and I love what you just said. As of this morning,
Yeah.
you bet you're going to sell more today.
Yep.
Yes, definitely.
That's great. So are you running 5 days a week or 6 days a week right now?
We usually run 4 days because Fridays is when we're doing our sod installs.
Okay, smart.
But there's been days where there was no sod install. We ran 5 days because we're getting all the new customers in.
Mhm. That's great. So the community, having the community, do you think that has helped to have somebody to bounce ideas off or to watch what other people are struggling with and hear the answers?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge help.
And
And not only the
how long-
community, it was
Yeah.
Nick also. Nick has like been a lifesaver for us.
Yes.
yeah, has he been your coach?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. And how often do you talk to him? Once a month?
Actually, no. I scheduled a coaching call once a month with him, but there's whenever something pops up, he's let us know. Hey, just shoot me a text on WhatsApp, or and I'll help you out. And so that's what we do. Or he'll send us who can help out more. And so Marcus, that has a location here, has helped out also.
Yes.
Fantastic. So when you think big picture, like 5 years, 10 years down the road, have you guys talked about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So are you planning on to grow this one to 800,000 and then maybe
yeah.
start another one and then one of you keep running the first one?
Correct.
Yeah. So you've seen how Ryan's done it. So you see how it can be done and you can learn from his mistakes or all the things he's done well.
Yeah. And not that any of them, like I've seen Connor, and like he gives a lot of good advice also. Like that's where we took the door hanger idea from him, where
Oh,
he
yes.
sets the price and writes a new price so they can know, hey, you're getting a discount. But it's just Ryan lives in the same area, so he understands the heat that we're going through. The way
Right.
that down here, there's hardly anyone that wants weekly mows. It's all
It's all
bi-weekly mows.
Yeah.
I know. So that's just I just look at it that way. He knows what's going on. He's in the heat with us. Just the past 2 days we've been over 106 degrees. So
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's been nice and hot.
Yeah, I would shrivel up and die if I lived in that kind of heat.
Yeah, no, we stay hydrated because my wife is an RN and I was also a wound care nurse, and then so we just have the history with it, so we stay hydrated.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit to that in your family. So how did the two of you meet?
Me and my wife, I actually was one of the ADONs and I hired her for a nurse position. And then a few
Wow.
months after she left the company, we ran into each other and we got together. We became, I guess, the modern day Brady Bunch, because I had 3 kids, she has 4. And
Oh my goodness.
we have 8 grandbabies now. So
Wow, that's phenomenal. Yeah. So how did all of you become interested or go into the military?
I went straight out of high school.
Okay.
I don't know. You.
I was no, I went to school a little bit, but wasn't interested in college because I lost my football scholarship due to a surgery, and I decided to go into the military to find purpose.
Yes.
And I had to get out due to medical reasons. Junior went in.
I found out my wife was pregnant with my oldest daughter, and I was 19, and so I did it to make sure that I could support them, take care of them, because I was working like 2 jobs at the time, and
Yeah.
there wasn't cutting it. So I just made the decision to be able to support my family.
Wonderful. So are you still in the military and go to training once a month or anything?
No, we're all veterans already.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. So how many kids are there all together in this family?
There's 7 children.
Yeah.
And 8 grandchildren.
Wow. I love it. So you're going to have a whole tribe to be able to run these companies.
Yeah.
Going to raise these kids and tell them this is what they're going to do,
Well, we
right?
got 2 already starting, because one of the grandsons, Jacob, is always, Grandpa, I'm going to take over. Y'all are going to retire. Give me time.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
He's already recruited.
Yes.
That's great. Do they watch the turnarounds, the kids?
No, they haven't really watched the turnarounds, but they're more because they know the whole Augusta thing that they've seen, and then we bought them. They actually have shirts like us, and they wear when they go to door hangers, so they're all like
Awesome.
Augusta yellow and
Yes, they're very what's the word for it? They're very much into business, so they're doing their own little things, selling things, doing lemonade stands, making their own money in that way as well.
Yeah, so they're gonna blow it out of the water with you. Just like
No.
Hopefully, yes.
It's the plan.
So how long have you been with Augusta?
Since July of 24 is when we went to training, and we opened up officially here in Stone Oak August 15th.
Incredible. So this is your first spring rush, and you're
Correct.
just doing incredible. Do you feel pretty good about how it's going?
Oh yeah. Feel like we could still be doing more.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
So you're not burnt out?
No.
And how are the 1,000 going a day? Are you able to, how many are you able to actually get out and put on the doors?
I think a little bit more around like 5 something. As far as like trying to run the morning and then do the afternoon as well. I'm just dedicated on focusing on it, go home, rest, sleep, get up, do it again, and just repeating it until it pays off.
Yeah, you seem to be really teachable. All of you seem to be humble and teachable, which I think is a huge key to your success.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
That is a definite.
Yeah, I loved meeting you when you came for training, and it would have been great to have all of you there. So I hope that you can be able to be at the summits and be at all the.
Yes, they're actually going to be, him and his wife will be joining us at the next conference as well.
Yes, that'll be great. It'll be really life-changing for you, because to see that much of us in the same room, and we're all so like-minded, it has a huge impact. So how was it for the two of you when you came to Summit?
We learned a lot.
Yeah, very. I wouldn't say overwhelming, because like we did know some people there, and then we got to meet more people there, so that made it a little bit easier. So okay, and then you could see, like you said, they're like-minded, so you're like, all right, so it's not just us being, but yeah, it was a lot of information going on, and I like that the way they changed it to that this year they're going to try for Augusta only.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
I said man, that would, because it was just, I think with the public people that aren't part of it,
It was kind of hard to tell everybody that was Augusta, so you had so many people there. Yeah, so I think it'll be nice to have just Augusta there.
Yeah, and as we grow, we'll have to do that every other year, just all of Augusta, because we'll be so big. We'll be bigger than the entire summit.
Right.
Yeah, so that'll be good. Yeah. What are the kind of things that your family listens to or absorbs or helps make you the quality of people you are?
Well, we're very faith-based, so definitely believe in God. So we know that a lot of that comes from Him. I know my son listens to a lot of podcasts, a lot of things. So does Thomas. They listen to a lot of business type of podcasts and things like that.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of the Mike stuff, the masterminds, some different motivational speakers. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. How about you, Edward?
I do. I follow a few different people. I like to watch just videos and kind of teach myself as much as I can learn. I'm very a visual person. not as much of a reader as I am listening and seeing. Yeah,
I'm the same way. I love to listen and work. And how about Jocko? Have you read any of his books?
No, I have not.
What is it? Something Jocko?
We had the drink at the summit. Remember the energy drinks?
Okay.
So Jocko is a retired.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a retired Navy SEAL.
Okay.
And so he puts out a lot of leadership content, and that's really where we started. Like 8 years ago, we got his first book, Extreme Ownership, and then Dichotomy of Leadership, Leadership Strategies and Tactics Field Manual. Just some really, really helpful things that I recommend that to every employee when we hire them to listen to Extreme Ownership. I've listened to it 12 times, so some of us have goals that we have to get the information through before we really get it. But I would highly recommend all of his stuff. And he has a podcast also, and hundreds and hundreds of episodes, all true stories from people he interviews that have been in the military.
Okay.
So he'll feature a book from someone in the military, or he will do interviews. So we went to one of his conferences and were able to meet all of him and his team. And so we're very much into the principles that he teaches. So if you want something really good to help you with your team or your kids as they become the team and all of you together, he talks a lot about things that are helpful with that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what kind of advice would you give other people that would be just starting out? You're not too far in, but it sounds like you guys are really getting after it. So if you looked at other people that were in businesses, maybe considering Augusta, or they're still trying to do their own thing out there, what would you say to them?
Don't wait. Get in now, because you don't know what you don't know. And y'all have opened up the, like, when we got in, like, we researched it and we went in and it was still more than what we expected that we were going to get. You get, like, for us being military, you get the brotherhood. Everybody's always willing to help, give you advice. You don't have to struggle. I mean, literally where we're at now, they've saved us a lot of time of us failing and trying to figure it out. Like, we're getting straight to it. Mike has set up a roadmap that it's pretty much foolproof. As long as you follow the steps and systems and keep consistent, you're guaranteed to succeed.
Mm-hmm. That's great advice. Are you doing all your own admin as well?
No, we have the command center that they do most of it, at least they do about half of it, and we do the other half of it.
Okay, so they answer the phones for you.
Yes.
They're doing all the phones and stuff, and then they do send out the over the phone estimates, and now we're just slowly transitioning more over to do everything. Because we are the last solo model that was ever implemented, and we're getting ready to transition over to the growth. That's our main goal too for this.
Well, that's fast. Way to go, you guys.
Thank you.
To be like the model of people that switched over from the solo to the growth. That's so fantastic. I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Yes. So I will not take up any more of your time. I know you guys have a busy day ahead. You're gonna get after it again today, but I really appreciate the way you guys operate and how you do follow the systems. Some people, when they start, they're all of a sudden, oh no, now I have to follow these rules. But those are the most successful people that follow the systems, and they get wealthy fast. So I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to do. I'd love to talk to you again in about a year, once you've gone through this second spring rush, and just get your feedback and your advice and just sharing to help the other owners.
Thank you.
So I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for all three of you joining.
You too.
Thank you
Liz.
too.
Have a
Appreciate
good
it.
one.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.